It is so great catching up with my next guest. The Dirty Bird, Tim Means, is back here on the program. He's got a huge fight coming up here against Kevin Holland, UFC Fight Night, June 18th. Tim, how's it going, man?
Going good, man. Running around, getting weight off. Like we're just talking, watching my own kids wrestle, my own kids in jits. So it's a full-time job, man. It's fun.
But you made time for the interview, and I always appreciate that, man. I always enjoy our chats. Just first off, how excited were you to get this fight? You know, Kevin Holland, pretty big name in the UFC, and you get to fight him.
I was happy to get to fight, man. There's been a lot of ups and downs in the last year, just scheduling fights, fighters falling through. You know, I caught COVID myself. You know, there's 3-4 fights there that didn't happen from between now and then. So I'm happy to get to go down the road here in Austin. You know, you get to fight a big name and, you know, get to get back in the cage and get paid. So it's a good thing.
So what happened with the Jeremiah Wells fight? Was that the COVID fight? I was trying to remember which, because I know you're supposed to fight Wells earlier this year in February.
Yeah, there was a few issues with getting matched, and then you know, my opponent got hurt. The guy I was going to fight got hurt, and then Jeremiah Wells came up. Then I turned out tested positive for COVID. Couldn't give a negative test. 2 tests in 5 days. Took 15 days to get a negative test going. But you know, all in all, it could have been a lot worse. Minus the negative test and the fever, I guess it is what it is. So wasn't long-term stuff. I'm happy that you know, a lot of people had some bad luck with that COVID stuff. So lucky we can just get a little cold and move on.
Well, that's good, man. Yeah, that's the main thing. Your health's good, which is awesome. Obviously, we know all about Kevin Holland, what he brings to the table. He's probably gonna want to keep this fight standing, right? He's not a big fan of wrestlers, but that kind of fits into what you do. You're a stand-up guy as well. How are you looking at this fight from a stop perspective? Am I missing anything here, Tim? Are we going to see a fight of the night?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head right there. It's you're gonna get 2 guys that like to come and throw punches. You know, Holland has some fancy stuff and likes to talk a whole lot and do the showmanship. I think that's fight of the night written all over it, like you said.
Yeah, nothing different than that. I'm trying to remember. Have you had an opponent that talks a lot of trash before? I was trying to think of one recently. I don't think you have.
You get guys in interviews or whatever saying some things. You know, I think Sabal Hamasi back in the day was pretty loud.
That's right.
Bobby Green. Bobby Green came out in a chicken suit in his hometown. Make sure he didn't answer the bell coming out in the 3rd. You know, so this is a fun fight based on there's animosity that goes into it, but it's strictly business. You know, Holland's doing it for a business part of it. You know, it comes to the territory. We got a cool job. We're going to beat up our coworkers. So here we go, man.
I don't think you've had an opponent though that's talked trash in the cage, because Holland does that. I'm sure you've watched some of his fights. He tends to do that sometimes. Have you ever experienced that?
Bobby Green. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess Green did talk some trash in the cage. That's true. Yeah.
We got 50. I have 50 fights now, man. So we've seen a little bit of everything over the years. And you know, like I said, Bobby Green came out loud, came out in a chicken suit, same song and dance, different guy, same antics. You know, so been here, been at this level of high caliber fights. So you know, this is going to be a fun fight. You know, so fans, we've been here. Fans, this has been fireworks before. So tune in and get your money's worth. Bring the popcorn.
Training camp, anything different? Who you mainly been working with leading into the fight?
We've been bringing in a lot of tall, long guys. You know, Ty Miller's been my main training partner. A young man just turned pro himself, very talented. Shows a lot of problems in the cage, and also been mimicking guys just coming in and talking the whole time. So we've been bringing in boxers, long, lanky guys, like I said, 80, 81 inch reach. A couple boxers down here in Leroy, and then you have I can't remember the other guy we're bringing in. I can't remember his name. I apologize. No, but we've been getting some really good work done. A lot of guys from the local scene here that come in, give that look. I'm proud of the way this camp has gone. Lots of up and downs, lots of adversity in camp. So we're ready for a hell of a fight.
How crucial is that, though, getting those up-and-comers in camp, just because they're trying to prove themselves? You're going to get a good look that way. These guys haven't made it like you have, so they're going to want to prove themselves and give you that, you know, hard push. Whereas, not to say that some of the guys who made it won't, you know, take like a day off, but you really get guys who are really hungry. How good is that in camp?
I think it puts that, like you said, I've made it or whatever, but hell, you're having to keep it. So it puts that target on your back or on my back. You got these guys want to come in. Sometimes they want to make a name for themselves, like you said. But again, like a guy, my training partner, Ty Miller, he's a guy that comes and knows how to work, knows how to train, he's pulling the power, but movement and speed is realistic. You know, it keeps you hungry, you know, just like you're touching base on, it keeps you hungry and keeps that target there. So when I'm coming to the gym, I'm wanting to do my best in eating right and making sure I'm getting my cardio done. because these sons of bitches are in shape and they're coming for you.
Yeah. How's that? You mentioned the cut. I know you're cutting some weight right now, probably some good weather to do that. How's all that going ahead of the fight?
Oh, it's going, it's good weather to cut weight in right now. As I look around, New Mexico's on fire, literally massive fires going on, no rain.
Oh, wow.
So, there's a lot going on with a family getting evacuated, and there's a lot of things going on right now. We got a lot of friends and family up in the Las Vegas area, Mora area, Taos area, and Sipapu. So, a lot of things on the burners right now, and I'm thankful to get in a fist fight and get to stress some things and vent and move on.
Who's gonna be making the trip with you as far as your corner for this fight?
My wife and daughter will be going down. I have my sister and her family from Oklahoma coming down. We have local family there in Houston coming up. So probably not as big as Holland's going to have just yet, but we'll make sure I'll make his fans my fans at the end of the day.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I guess two really big fan bases, which will be awesome. That always translates well into, and then the fight itself is going to be awesome too. How do you envision the fight playing out? Like, again, I see this as like a fight of the night, bonus of the night type thing. How are you looking at this one?
You said it all right there. I think when you put our names together, I don't have all the cool muscles or nothing like that. I'm not going to win those contests. Holland's built the same way. But at the end of the day, we're going to get in there. We're going to fight. We're going to throw down. We'll shake hands when we're done, or hell, we might not. You never know. But at the end of the day, it's going to be worth getting the ticket and getting some popcorn for. So, like we said earlier, come check it out.
And you talked about it there off the top, obviously some bad circumstances as far as you not getting to fight. Do you want to get a couple more fights in this year? What's sort of the 2022 game plan, assuming all goes well, you come out of this relatively unscathed?
Well, we've talked quite a bit in over the years in fights, and this is probably my longest hangout, is waiting on something. So, and like I said, just life happens. So definitely want a couple more fights by the end of the year, but got to put things in perspective. We got to deal with this one that's right here. Hell, we still got to get to it, so yeah. There's shit around every corner going on. So I'm excited to get this fight done, and then hopefully at least 2 more fights before the year's done. We'll be summertime's already starting. It's crazy. Time flies when you have all the fun kids. Feels like there's not enough time in the day, and you're always playing catch up. So it's cool.
How many more fights do you have left on your contract? Do you know?
Maybe one. I think. I'm not entirely sure on that, but
oh, no worries. Yeah, I was just wondering.
A good fight, yeah, a good fight, and let's sign some more fights to that. But it's a good question.
And just also curious, again, you're performing at a high level right now. Like, there's no signs of slowing down here. Have you kind of thought about how much longer you want to keep doing this? Like, if you're performing like you are, I mean, you could be like a Dan Henderson. Have you sort of thought about how much longer you want to do this?
Yeah, I think it's definitely creeping up. I got guys that I'm training with now. They came up through my kids program, and Hondo Gutierrez, and heck, we had Ty Miller in that kids program. So it's definitely a thought.
No way.
And I've always been honest to myself that as long as I can put the training camp in and we can run and hang with these hungry young dudes coming up, and even gals for that matter, we got some tough ladies in here. Go as long as we can go, but it's definitely in the hindsight. I'm an old dog in doing this. This is a young gal sport. But body holds up. Maybe we're winning Super Bowls when we're 45 too. You never know. So right now, like I said, as long as we can keep the nutrition going, keep the recovery going, be able to make the weight cuts and stay in practice, not miss anything there. Keep cardio at a high level. We can go a long time, but it's a couple more years at most, without a doubt.
We were talking off air. My kid's doing jiu-jitsu right now. I know you do a ton of coaching, and you just referenced it there. A guy you're training with now was in your kids program. How much does that sort of keep you young, getting to work with these younger kids and, building their blocks for the future and everything? How much has that sort of rejuvenated your career a bit, just getting to work with all these young up and comers?
Well, it's fun on the coaching aspect of it because I'll see things that I'm doing wrong. So it's really helped on a technical. I'm like, oh crap, I'm doing the same thing wrong there. Let's polish it up together. And, helping coach stuff helps make you better and not cut those little corners because you're expecting your kid to be in practice or you're expecting your athlete to be there and you want to lead by example. So it's cool to see things go full circle. It's a proud moment. Like we have some guys on Fight World here now when the fights are happening at the gym, and just that full circle thing is really a humbling experience.
Tim, thanks so much for doing this. Stay hydrated. I'm glad you got the water in the car. Don't want you, passing out here. But if there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors or social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
You know, I got to thank my family, of course, my daughters, my wife. You know, they help out a lot. You know, especially I'll be running around grumpy or whatever. They help. You know, and without them, the whole key to this, you know, there's not one that's more successful than the other in those areas. So, my team always helping me. You know, Albuquerque, you know, elevation around here in the heat. Got to thank Mother Nature. So, let's go get in a fight next Saturday.